Hey folks, Crazy Clown Radio here again, and this time we're going to look at game number 6 in our 20 from 1994 series, and this is another versus beat-em up game. This is really awesome. This is created by Capcom, and it has monsters as the fighters, and this is called Darkstalkers. This game is also known as Darkstalkers the Night Warriors, and it is also known as Vampire in Japan. But it is the first in a series. And there were also crossovers of characters from this game in other Capcom games. And this has the tried and true joystick and 6-button setup, where 3 of the buttons are for punch, which is weak attack, medium attack, and strong attack, and 3 of the buttons are for kick, which is weak kick, medium kick, and strong kick. And to jump up in the air, you press up on the joystick, as was very common in fighting games and felt very natural, at least in my opinion. And that is probably the face of the franchise, and that is a succubus known as Morrigan Aensland, or something like that, Scottish. And I'm going to play as her. She is one of the best characters to use, if not the best character. She is very fast. She has attacks that extend quite a bit out. They have really good range. She's just a great character to use. She's got a lot of cool moves. Now, there is a special meter that will appear at the bottom left that you can fill up by using your own attacks or special moves. And once it is filled up, you have a certain amount of time before it is depleted, and this allows you to do one of your special moves, or a very, very damaging move, and you have like a couple or maybe a few in your arsenal, or maybe one, and that is super, super damaging. And you can only use that move when you have your special meter that has been filled up. Once you once you use a move, a special move, or your highly damaging moves with that meter flashing, then it will disappear. So you only get that one attack. And we'll go ahead and get started. There are 10 different monsters that you can choose from. There is Dimitri, and you can choose the speed you want, 1 to 3, but I would recommend 1, the slowest. There is Dimitri, who is a vampire. There's John Talbane, who is a werewolf. There's Victor von Gerdenheim, who is a Frankenstein monster. There's Lord Raptor, who is a zombie. There's Morrigan, who's a succubus. There's Anna Karis, who's a mummy, Felicia, who's a catwoman, Bishamon, who's a samurai ghost, Rikuo, who's a fishman, and Sasquatch, who's a yeti. I actually kind of thought to myself, how cool would it be if there was a fighting game with monsters? And lo and behold, there is one. Capcom heard my prayers. Morrigan's a great character. She's very, very nimble. She can do some very fast attacks. She's got Ryu's Shoryuken move. And it's since Capcom made both games, they can do so if they wish. She's got heaving cleavage, and she flashes as she jumps around. But yeah, she's got some great attacks. As I mentioned, there's a strong punch, weak punch, medium punch, and the same for the kicks. And she's got a fireball attack that's the typical down, forward, and punch button. And she can do an air fireball too. That's very nice. And when you have that special meter flashing, and you get to do your one special attack, if she does a fireball, it's going to be a lot bigger, and harder for the enemy to block, or it'll cause damage, more damage if they try to block it. And it might go right through the enemy's projectile. Here's John Talbane, the werewolf. And I think, isn't it the Wolfman's name in lore is supposed to be John Talbot? They probably had to change it to avoid litigation by the original story's author or whatever, or their estate. There are bonuses given for combos of like 2 hits or more. You don't get a bonus for being the first or delivering the first hit of a round, unfortunately. I almost kind of wish that the fighters were a little bit bigger and thus perhaps more detailed than they are. Not that it's bad by any means. I especially love the backgrounds in this game. Beautiful. This was super popular. I saw this at all the arcades. The marquee that we saw in the opening, there were like 2 different ones. I think I'd seen both types. Oh, nice timing. She also has a victory pose where bats lift her up and hold her in the air. She is definitely one of the more well-known sex symbols of Capcom's fighting game history. I do like her design quite a bit. She's pretty sexy. My all-time favorite, though, has gotta be Cammy from the Street Fighter series. And this is Dimitri the Vampire. I don't know a ton about each character's biography. There's one of her special moves that only can be done when her special meter is flashing. Sometimes Bandicam gets a little glitchy on the recording. It was right there. Sorry. Definitely like the heaving cleavage that she's got, that she flaunts. Some of the characters are evil. Some of them are not. Actually, I think most of them are not evil, strangely enough, including Morrigan. She's kind of a carefree individual. Even though she's a succubus, she doesn't like to kill anybody. She does like to go out and maybe drain people's life just a little bit in their dreams, but she's not out to kill people. She's just basically out to have fun. And like I said, she's in crossovers of other Capcom games, like I think Capcom versus Marvel she might appeared in, maybe Capcom versus X-Men or something. We'll see some of those games in the future in these 90s series. This is Bishamon, a Ghost Samurai. Definitely some great typical Capcom music. Morrigan can whip her hair, kind of like a kabuki actor almost. But yeah, your special attack, when you have that special meter flashing, and you build it up with your own attacks. Just keep attacking the enemy and it'll fill the meter up. and it won't stay the same between rounds. It'll drain completely. But your special attacks will, like I said, they'll be stronger. They might cut into the enemy more when your special meter is flashing or full. And like I said, if you don't use your special attack and let the meter drain out, that's what's going to happen, and you won't be able to have that power anymore. You have to just, and you can refill it multiple times during a round. There was a Darkstalkers cartoon in the U.S., and from what I've heard, it's gained some pretty negative reviews. This is Felicia, the cat lady, and she doesn't quite have the same accolades as Morrigan's character has, I mean, among fans, but she's also become kind of a symbol of the Darkstalkers franchise. I like her design, even though she's like almost nude. She has dreams of becoming, I think, like a pop star or something. I like her scratching moves, or her rolling ball moves, or her when she kicks dirt at you. Yeah, there was a Darkstalkers cartoon in the U.S., and there was also a Street Fighter cartoon in the U.S., and they were both pretty bad from what I've heard. I've seen snippets of the Street Fighter cartoon, and yeah, it's pretty dumb. But I do kind of like the guy who provides the voice of Bison. He knows it's cheesy, and he just goes all out. It's actually pretty funny. My beauty can overcome brains and brawn. Maybe it's just that you flash your chest at the opponent and they're just kind of stunned. And this is Anacharis, the mummy. Some of the characters, in their endings, they get restored to their regular human form, like John Telbane, the werewolf. I believe Anacharis does as well. He's like he was a pharaoh, and I think he gets turned back into a pharaoh in his ending. I think Bishamon returns to a human form instead of his ghost form. Anacharis is kind of slow-moving, and he hops up in the air a lot, and if you have a long-range attack like a wide kick or something, then use that to your advantage. But keep in mind that he can do a descending move very quick while he's in the air. So just as soon as he hops, if you can nail him, do so. He's got an annoying grab move where he can grab you, and then I think he wraps you up in bandages and slams you on the ground. Some interesting attacks in this game. I was also kind of hoping that somebody would get the licensing for Jason and Freddy, Michael Myers, Leatherface, etc., and do a versus beat 'em up. And guess what? There are, but it's not an arcade game. It's like a computer game or something. I forget what it's called, but it's kind of a cool idea. And they have guest horror stars in recent Mortal Kombat iterations. And they're really well done too. I remember when I first heard of Mugen, in which you could, program your own characters in a fighting game, and some people had some pretty cool ideas. It was like Ronald McDonald or Colonel Sanders or Popeye or something. Now there is, I don't know exactly what he did, but I guess he has the ability to turn at least Morrigan into a bat, and you can't do any attack while you're a bat, or at least not that I noticed. I definitely saw this one. I saw the first sequel. The first sequel to Darkstalkers was like 1995, and it was called Night Warriors Darkstalkers Revenge. And then there was a Darkstalkers 3, also called Vampire Savior. There is a mini-boss after you beat all the opponents, and there is no mirror match. You do not have to face yourself. And the mini-boss or sub-boss is called Huitzil, and he is a robot from from Mexico, or the Mayan era of Mexico. The robot that was hidden away. Very silly, but the ultimate boss in this game is called Pyron. There are some Japan-only names for some of these characters. John Talbane is also known as Galan, and we lost to Lord Raptor, who is a heavy metal playing zombie from Australia. Lord Raptor's alternate name is Zabel Zarok in Japan. And Pyron is also known as Albath. I like Lord Raptor. He's kind of cool. Try not to let him get close, because he will love to do some tough attacks when he gets real close, and he can teleport right next to you and grab you, and I think he bites you multiple times. See a nice arterial spray. Here's it. Bouncing cleavage. I'm a guy, I like that kind of thing. Excuse me. Well, I'm just starting to get past my bad cold that I had this last week, which kept me from doing a lot of videos. I'm still got kind of a runny nose, and if I'm really busy at something, it might just keep on dripping and make me feel like crap again. But I mean, not super bad, but hopefully it'll completely go away pretty soon. Well, I hope you enjoy your upcoming weekend. I've got to go to a funeral, but it's for my last grandparent. Well, it's all right. At any rate, I'm looking forward to next week, because I got I have a 5-day weekend, and I've got a lot of major stuff happening around my house that I needed done a long time ago. I need a new garage door, I need a new tool shed roof, and gonna have somebody over to fix all that. Can't wait. And this is Rikuo, the merman, although he doesn't have a fish tail. His stage looks like something out of a Lucky Charms commercial. He has a poisonous breath that can incapacitate you for a short while if it hits. Yeah, if you're looking for what's the best character to use, I can't recommend Morrigan enough. I like that this game doesn't bombard you with a sense that you absolutely have to know your combos and you have to know how to chain long combos together. You can rely on like backing up and let the enemy come to you and use a strong attack when they come close enough, or when you need to reach them from far away or something. Yeah, you'll be incapacitated for a couple seconds. You want to wail on the joystick and the buttons together to break out of it. It'd be kind of nice if she had more than just one comment post-battle. If she does, I don't know what the others are. And this is Sasquatch, and he's going to be pretty tough to beat at this point. He has icy breath that can freeze you for a few seconds. He also has a pretty devastating special attack that he can use when his special meter is flashing. I like that this game isn't super complicated with all these different meters that you have to watch, or having to know a million different moves. Ooh, yeah, that hurts. Having to know a million different moves, or combinations. I keep it at least somewhat simple. I definitely like this game. Well, we had a little bit of a snowstorm or ice storm this last week, but fortunately it didn't last very long. I hope everybody else is gonna start getting better weather pretty soon. We're gonna be going back up to the 60s before too much longer, I believe, which is great. I don't want the streets to be icy and snowy and hard to get to work if you can get there at all, because my workplace is a hospital up on the hill. Great music, great, at least decent graphics on the characters. Like I said, I would have liked them to be a little bit larger characters, so you could maybe see more detail on them. Still great fun, great fighting game. You can tap forward or backward to dash forward or backward, and Morrigan has a nice little flying dash move when you double tap backwards or forwards. Didn't get nailed by that this time, but got me. Oh well. You can continue, of course. You could at least make an effort. It took three fights, and I almost beat you the third time. But you get 10 seconds to elect to continue. I didn't there, but we will see snippets of the rest of the game. I'll put in my initials. That is Darkstalkers, and it is also called Darkstalkers the Night Warriors, or Vampire in its native Japan. And we'll just look at me having beaten Sasquatch. This point on, I used cheats. infinite energy, I think maybe infinite special meter. These were cheats in the emulator MAME. And now we're going to fight Huitzil. And again, he's a robot from, I guess, the Mayan era of Mexico. BC. Just wanted you to see at least some of the moves that that this sub-boss and then the final boss named Pyron, and he's given the kiss of death by Morrigan in her ending, which we will see in a little bit. Excuse me. Sometimes I took the infinite energy cheat off just a little bit so you could see the damaging moves that the opponent can make. And then I put it back on. I don't know what she says in all of her special moves. She said like zombie when she throws a fireball, or shadow break when she does her uppercut move. I do think it looks really, really cool when she's got her special meter flashing and she does her uppercut. You can get a finish bonus if you did a special move to beat your opponent. And there is there is Pyron, and he is a fireball entity from another world. He reappears in other Darkstalkers game entries in the series. We'll see Morrigan's actual stage a little a little bit later. I believe she was like adopted or something, and she's got I think both of her parents dead or something. And she lives in an elegant castle, and like I said, she's not actually evil. Excuse me. I don't think, like I said before, I believe, I don't think hardly any of the characters in this game are truly evil. Lord Raptor might be. Boy, he might be just about the only one other than Pyron, and I don't think Huitzil is. I remember the Darkstalkers cartoon being on, in the early mid-90s, but I don't remember if I actually watched it when it was on. If you have more clear memories of it, maybe leave a comment on whether you thought it was justifiably vilified or hated by pretty much everybody. Excuse me. And yeah, here's where she delivers the kiss of death to Pyron. Well, after this, we're going to watch some of the other special moves that are particularly damaging by some of the other characters. I kind of dig this ending here. But I think most of the endings were kind of meh. so I'm not going to show all of them or any others. Morrigan, I guess, has like multiple souls or something, and one of them spins off and becomes a different character known as Lilith. Excuse me. I still got a little bit of crud, not so much in the lungs, but in my sinuses. So trying to get better, mostly better, but still just a little sniffly or got crud in my sinuses. Well, that is Darkstalkers. And again, it's called Vampire in its native Japan. This was created by Capcom. And we'll see the credits here. And again, you can change your speed at the beginning before you get started, and you can choose speed 1, speed 2, or speed 3. I recommend staying with speed 1. There's some air moves that a number of the characters will do, and you might not be able to move the joystick and press the buttons fast enough to execute this move on the higher speeds. Now, if you have memories of this game or the cartoon or any other Darkstalkers games, leave a comment, share your thoughts. And there I am, the first place scorer. It's pretty easy to end up in first place on this game, unless somebody else has played on the cabinet and was really good. Yeah, this is one of the faster speeds, and yeah, I would just recommend sticking with number 1. Yeah, there is Morrigan's other move that I could not pull off, her other special move when you have to have your special move full. Yeah, we're going to look at some of the special moves that the other characters can make with the flashing special meter. And you can add an angle to that attack. Kind of nice. There's Victor von Gerdenheim, which is like Frankenstein's monster. Yeah, some of the moves I could not make work, so we're not going to see all of them from all the different characters. There's Lord Raptor. And we might have actually already seen some of these special moves that are pulled off with the meter at full, or flashing. But what the hell. Bishamon. And he's got a move where he can grab and squeeze the opponent. Like that. And again, a splash of blood. There's Felicia's bouncing kitty cat move. Well, that was Darkstalkers, game number 6 in our 20 from 1994 series by Capcom. Well, I thank you very much for watching, and I hope you join me soon for game number 5. Y'all take it easy, everybody. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye, folks. Never was a cornflake.